Welcome back to Motivational Mondays with Tumi Mkha. Okay, it's not Wednesday, it's not Monday, I know. It's actually Wednesday, but yeah, I'm really sorry. For someone that's in lockdown, I actually had a very busy weekend and I was unable to shoot the video in time. And because I did not want to give you something that's mediocre or just something that I quickly put together, I decided let me just rather postpone this week's video for Wednesday. If you have not subscribed, please just click on that red button. It's free. Anyway, before I get into this week's video, I just wanted to talk about my skincare routine, because a lot of people have been asking me, Tumi, how do you keep your skin so clear and beautiful? So when I wake up in the morning, I normally mix Avo together with some onion juices. Jokes, guys, I'm joking. I'm sorry, I really wanted to do the influencer challenge and I don't have anyone to do it with. I'm just joking. Let's really get into this week's video. This week I want to talk about when you have tasted more. That's the title of this week's video. When you have tasted more. So you guys would remember from a few weeks ago when I revived Motivational Mondays with Tumi Mkha, I talked about how I was discouraged by the low views, the low number of views, the 40s, the 20s, and the 30s. So I actually didn't feel encouraged to come back and do the videos. However, I decided, you know what? Instead of looking at it as it's just 20 views or it's just 30 views and it's not the 100 views that I used to get in the past, rather think about it in the sense that 40 people are willing to actually come and watch. I mean, if I filled the room with 40 people who listen to me speak, that would be a great honor. It's not something that I should take for granted now that it's on YouTube. So when you've tasted more, it relates to the fact that once I reached 100 views again, the next week I was very dissatisfied when I looked at my views and I had 80 views. I was like, what happened to the other 20 people that was here last week? And so I was unable to now settle to less than 100 views. Okay, I'll give you another example. In church, we have this thing we call Swollen Sunday. In my church, particularly, we have this thing that we call Swollen Sunday. So what Swollen Sunday is, we go out and we invite people in the masses to come to church. So maybe we get 20 extra people or 40 extra people or whatever, depending on the capacity of that particular branch of our church. The next week, the 40 people might not all return. However, we're expecting that at least 5, 10, or maybe even 15 of them will return. What that means is that even though we were not able to retain 40 new members, we were able to at least retain 15 new members, which means that the capacity or the membership of the church has grown. So what we've done as a church is that we have stretched ourselves, we have stretched our capacity. And even though we had 40 new members, we only managed to gain 15. And instead of looking at it as we lost 25, we think about it as we've gained 15. And that becomes our new capacity as a church. So if we had 100 members and now we have 115, we don't expect to see any less than that. So here's my question to you. What aspects of your life are you stretching? Are you having swollen Sundays in your own life? Or are you just complacent with what you have? Let's take, for example, somebody who's working, right? You have a 9 to 5, you've been in the same job title for the past 3 years. How can you excel? How can you go above that? If they're giving you everyday routine work to do Monday to Friday, can you contribute to something else? Can you add value to something else? Can you join a project that can use your expertise? Or maybe if you have a YouTube channel like me and you've got 100 views every week, how can you stretch yourself to actually get 120 views in the next week? And even if the week after that you don't have 120 views, but you must at least have 105 views. That's growth, okay? And I say that growth is the evidence of life in a person. I believe that if you're not growing, at least, if not every day, but at least occasionally and frequently, if you're not growing, you're just using up oxygen. You're just living, you're breathing. Okay, yes, we're very happy for you. You got a promotion 3 years ago, but what about this year? What have you done with your life this year? Yes, we're very happy for you. You started a new business and you've been running this business for the past 3 years, but you've had 2 employees for the past 3 years. How can you grow? Get a 3rd employee. Oh, we're very happy for you. You were on TV last year. But what have you done with that? Yes, you were on TV. And now what? Are you back at where you were before you were on TV? So with every accomplishment that we make, we must see ourselves move to a higher level. So it mustn't just be, it mustn't just be something that we taste and that's it. Okay? It must be us elevating to a new level. You guys have heard the saying, aim for the stars and hit the moon or something like that. But the point is, if you aim for the stars and you don't reach it, at least you'll hit the moon. But if you aim for the moon and that's exactly where you're going and you don't reach it, it means that you didn't actually reach your target. So guys, here's my encouragement to you and to me as well, is that always make sure that you're stretching yourself. Don't become complacent with one achievement that you've had, because if you don't continually stretch yourself, 10 years from now, you're not going to have anything to brag about. Or you'll be like that 40-year-old that is continuously bragging about high school. Have you met those people? They're old. Maybe they're in their 20s, right? Or 30s, but they still talk about how great they were in high school. It's not high school anymore. Okay? We are now in work. People have children. People have great-grandchildren, but they're still bragging about high school. It's because from the time that they matriculated or from the time that they finished their high school up until where they're at now, they've accomplished nothing that they are proud of. Don't be that person. My name is Tumi Mkha. Thank you so much for watching, and I will definitely be seeing you guys next week, Monday. Please remember this. Challenge yourself, continually stretch, and do not become complacent. Love you guys. Mwah.